All right, my beautiful people. ERGJ, is certified financial educator, is back with another episode of Wealth Begins in the Mind. Of course, we're going through the book How Rich People Think by Steve Seibold. Steve, I'm coming from my check. Now, here's the deal, guys. We're on episode or day number 58, chapter 58, and wealth truly does begin in the mind. And so if you want to change the way that you want to change your results, you got to change what you put in before you can change what comes out. So what you put in is what you put in your mind. So wealth begins in the mind, guys. So you must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet. Change the way you think, and you'll change your results. And so we are inputting some good information into our membranes so that we can process it, we can apply it, and we can get different results in our life. So I've been recommending this book for quite some time, and I decided that what I found is that I could recommend it all day long, but for some reason, people still won't go get the book. Or they'll go get the book, but they won't open the book. So I figured I'd help just a little bit and actually walk through it with you, a 100-day journey to change the way that we think. And I believe that if you do this 15 minutes a day, that's it, 15 minutes a day to keep broke away, and we'll see a different results as we get to the end of our journey. So we're on day number 58. And if you do need to get the book or want to get the book, don't have the book, you can actually get it through me at www.ergj.net. There's a section called Recommended Reads. I recommend quite a few books, not just this one. So, you can pick and choose what you think will work best for you and what you're looking to do. But at any rate, it's day number 58. Let's get it. All right, the middle class have loosely defined goals with flexible deadlines. The world class have highly defined goals with do or die deadlines. Again, the middle class have loosely defined goals with flexible deadlines. The world class have highly defined goals with do or die deadlines. So the average person half-heartedly wants a lot of things. I mean, we see this all the time. They want, but it's really nothing behind it, no oomph behind it, no resolve behind it. The great ones wholeheartedly focus on one major goal at a time. I've surveyed thousands of people in the past regarding their goals, and only 3% of them are specific enough to generate the level of mental energy required for substantial success. So you want to put that in your notes or write that in the comments below. Substantial success. Substantial success is going to require a lot of mental energy. Got to go through the ups and the downs, the peaks and the valleys. World-class thinkers focus on the single most important goal they desire and set a deadline for its achievement. This is how self-made millionaires are created. While the masses scatter their mental energy and creative genius on multiple projects, goals, and hobbies, the rich focus on making money. And here's why I've said this to people before, though. We got a lot of people who are jack of all trades, but they're master of none. It seems like they do a whole bunch of work, but they get nothing accomplished because they're focusing on so many tasks at hand. But if you can just come back and focus and have some focus on one particular goal, then you're more apt to reach that goal and reach that goal a lot quicker. You can accelerate your movement or accelerate your movement or accelerate moving towards the completion, your momentum, the completion of your goal. Now, if what they're doing doesn't make money, guess what, guys? They stop doing it. Once they've made the amount of money they desire, they have the freedom to direct their focus towards other goals. Their do or die commitment to building a financial empire virtually guarantees their success. The middle class is capable of the same focus, yet lacks the belief necessary to put themselves and their goals on the line. There's no magic in this process, but you must believe it's possible. You must believe it's possible. You must believe it's possible, or you'll never bet on yourself long enough to persist until you succeed. So I want you to jot that down in the comments below or on your notes. I will persist until I succeed. Persist until I succeed. Once again, beliefs are the star of the show. It's not an exaggeration to say beliefs have the power to make you rich, as long as action follows your beliefs. As long as action follows your beliefs. The rich have always known this and continue to use it to get what they want out of their life. Using what using this action following beliefs, the rich have always known this and continue to use it to get what they want out of life. So here's our quota today for this chapter 58. It says, you must make a habit of thinking in terms of a defined objective. That's from John Henry Patterson. You must make a habit of thinking in terms of a defined objective. And think about this. You see a lot of people making action, moving around, doing things, but they have no defined objective. Just think about like a protest, for example. They protest without a purpose. They protest without an agenda. They don't have a defined objective. They're just doing something, but not doing something that's going to lead them to some ultimate goal at the end of it. That's the reason why I only will protest or do anything like that if I have if I know what the defined objective is, if I know what the agenda is. Here's a critical thinking question. On a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being most committed, how committed are you to getting rich? On a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being most committed, how committed are you to getting rich? Now, be honest with yourself, because then you got to ask yourself, if you say, okay, well, I'm 7, right? Well, does that show in your actions? If you say you're a 7, do I see a 7 levels worth of effort in your actions that follow your belief? So on a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being the most committed, how committed are you to getting rich? And then here's your action step of the day, guys, something you want to do from what we've read today. Write down the exact amount of money you want to earn in the next 12 months. Write down, and I have to do this as well. Write down the exact amount of money you want to earn in the next 12 months. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this in my journal. And I found there's something powerful about writing stuff down. When you write it down, you'll find, for some reason, I found this to be true. When I come back and look at it a year later or whatever, whenever I come back and look at it, I found that what I have written down has become a reality. It's something powerful in putting your goals down. And this is a specific goal. This is how much money I want to earn in the next 12 months. Now, you can be unrealistic a little bit in this task, but you want to be somewhat realistic, right? I mean, you could want to earn $5 million. And you know what I'm saying? But let's be realistic with what it is that we're doing, whatever it is we're creating, and something that's feasible, a target that we actually think that we can, that's right outside of what we think we can hit. In other words, it'll push us to reach this, but we know it's within reach. So let's just say last year you made $40,000. And this year you're saying, I want to make $100,000. Well, that might be a little stretch, right? But if you say this year, I want to make $60,000, that's only a 50% increase from what you did last year, right? So that's a little bit more feasible. And then you can grow from there. I mean, you can put 100 million or 100,000 if you want. I'm just saying, try to make it a notch up, a step up from the best you've ever done, and increase that by 5, 10, 15, 20%. If you can increase by 50%, that's awesome, but that may not necessarily be realistic, right? But you can probably increase by 20%. You can probably increase by 10% from your own efforts. And you can make and do 50%. I don't know. But I'm just trying to give you some framework for writing down the exact amount of money you want to earn in the next 12 months. Because we want to see in 12 months that you've actually accomplished this goal because you wrote it down and it had some reasonable framework around it. Does that make sense? Of course it makes sense. Anyway, that's day number 58. We're now complete. Day number 58. We're now complete. Going through the book, How Rich People Think. Again, if you want to get this book, you don't own it for yourself. You want to be able to, this is one of those books I would recommend that you have in your library to come back to. You can get that through my website at www.ergj.net, and it's under recommended read section. Also, upcoming Saturday on August 6, 2016, I'm doing a class teaching people how to invest and how to own the bank by owning stock ownership in the bank. And then the following week, August 13th, 2016, we're starting our financial education program for kids ages 4 through 8. So if you have kids, you know kids, you got nieces, nephews, whatever, and you're saying, you know what? It's important that they get a sound financial education. The information I'll be teaching is backed by the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Then get them signed up because I didn't learn about money when I was in elementary or middle school. And I'm pretty sure most people didn't learn about money because it's not taught at the public school level. So that is my big goal, is to make sure I fill that gap where we teach not only kids, but teenagers, young adults, and adults about money so we can start making better decisions with the money that comes into our hands. For any rate, guys, that's my time today. ERGJ, your certified financial educator. Remember this: you must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet.